How's it going, everybody? RazingHel here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the strategy board game called Castle Explorer. So basically what the premise of this game is that you're supposed to play it with other people, and it's basically a virtual board game, and your objective is to get through a castle to the center where the dragon's lair is, grab a key, and then get out. Now, I haven't actually found anybody who is currently online to play this game, so I went ahead and played the entire thing in single player, and it is certainly playable in single player. So what you have here, even though the game is not necessarily very good at explaining this, but you have, I don't know what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, got a total of 8 heroes here. So you have to select a hero to get started. Up until this point, I've been playing her. For some reason, none of the heroes have names like this. These are the small things that kind of make the game seem more polished, but none of the heroes have names, but they do have XP. So up until this point, I've been playing her because she has the most luck of any of these heroes. And you'll find out this is a game that relies like 90% on luck more than strategy. So I've been playing with her as my main character. You'll notice that the times that I actually have gotten through the game, I got experience for this, so I have 190 experience so far. I don't know why it's so minuscule, because 190, I think I completed it successfully one time, and I put about 90 minutes into the game so far. So if you have sort of a sense of perspective on that, it's going to take many hours just for me to level up one character to one level. So there's this thing basically where you have like an introduction curve for the player. So in other words, when a player first starts out a game, the game is going to be easy to a certain extent. They're going to gain levels a lot faster. They're going to complete buildings a lot faster. They're going to complete quests a lot faster. All this kind of stuff. That really hasn't been balanced out yet for Castle Explorers, in my humble opinion. In addition to the character that you choose, and they do have stats. The characters do have stats. I don't know how significant they are. I don't know why you just couldn't have had a number. Because here's the thing. Like, I will want the best character for a given stat. I want the best character for luck. I will want the best character for health, whatever you have. But the problem here is counting these little bars for each character's stats is insane. It really is. At least on my screen, 1080p, it's difficult to count them. So to get an accurate comparison of these characters and their strengths, you gotta count those little tiny bars. So just put numbers on there. I don't know why it has to be bars. Is it more visually appealing? Because it's not very practical in my experience here. Yeah. So moving on to that, from that we have a whole bunch of different rings here. So each time a player goes ahead and logs in, basically, they'll get to choose a ring before starting the game. The rings give you special abilities that allow you to overcome obstacles within the game. For example, this allows you to open up a door instead of having to draw a door card. This one allows you to skip a trap card event. Yeah, this one just heals 5 health points, so that's hit points, hit, whichever you prefer. And so that's a very general use ring. And then we have the flat out destroy an enemy. So instead of actually having to fight enemies, you get to destroy your one that you encounter. You get to choose which one it is. And then we pretty much just reiterate all over again. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to choose destroy an enemy. So far I've seemed to like this combination the best. Now this is very important right here. So I have set my player up. Now I have to select a location on my map. So I'll select the location there. And to do that is very important, because if you want to add another local player, for example, if you're interested in playing basically what is known as hot seat, where you have players taking turns at the same computer, if you add the second local player before you actually finish up with the first player that you're setting up, basically yourself, you will never be able to go back to this player again. Never. There's no way to kick local player 1 out. Like you can change the username, you can't kick them out. So basically that means that if you want to get rid of local player, or you didn't fully set up yourself, you didn't select a location on the map here that you want to spawn on, you're going to have to go all the way back to the main menu and try it all over again, which is a complete hassle. So now a lot of these heroes have they just have a standard melee attack, but there is one hero, we don't know their name, her name, I'm not sure. They have an arrow. They have 2 arrows. So I'm also going to select that for local player 1 because that's unique and it's hopefully something we can show off. And then we're going to select skip a trap card event. And then we need to select like a starting location for that player. So there we go. One thing that should also be noted here in getting set up, there's this button called Game Settings right here. This allows you to change the objectives of the game. So in other words, the goal of the game can either be to find the key or to get the most gold. So if you're playing this by yourself, it really doesn't make any sense to play the Gold Rush one because it's not much of a challenge. So I would certainly go with Find a Key. And it is a challenge because I've only so far found the key when I've actually gotten to the middle of the map. So basically when I've gotten to the dragon's lair, then I finally find the key. It's possible you can find it in a standard room. It's just never happened to me, and I've tried looking quite a few times. So then, in addition to that, we have the end game. Basically, the dragon will slowly start burning the place down. So every turn you'll roll to see if you get killed by the fire. And then we also have end game where the game ends instantly within 26 turns. So you have a little bit more leniency with the dragon. Well, a little bit. Because eventually you're just going to run out of luck and get killed by the fire. So we're going to keep standard here, key and dragon. Well, let's get started. Okay, so here we are in the board. As you can see, very classic tabletop-esque here. This whole thing with the number of turns left, current gold, and the players that are currently in the game. Not sure that's necessary because every single time you start your turn, you're going to have to click that off the screen. It becomes a little bit bothersome. But yeah, down here on the bottom, we basically have all of these different card decks that you're going to be drawing from as you step out onto the map. So it's very tabletop oriented. I could easily see this game being ported over from the tabletop. I'm not exactly sure it has been. I haven't taken a look into that. So basically what you have here, this is the escape tile. This is how you get out of the castle, but you can't get out there unless you have a key. Unless, of course, you have the gold as the objective set for this game. Otherwise, you basically have 2 choices here. So let's click one of them, and then we'll be presented with this screen. Now, this is a missed opportunity in my opinion. So basically what you have to do here is you have to select one tile. It will reveal a type of floor that you've basically revealed by clicking. You saw me click before, right? So I have to choose a tile that is going to be revealed in that location that I'm moving to. And there are many different types of tiles, so maybe I should just demonstrate what it can look like. Okay, so here's a pretty standard tile. It was a good tile. We have basically a room with 3 doors. We walk in there, we get an event card. In this case, it was empty, so it moves on to the next player's turn, like that. So here's the next player's turn. We do a similar thing. We go to this screen. Now we have a whole bunch of these tiles again. So this is my problem with this screen. Now, in a standard board game, it makes sense that you have to like stick your hand in a bag and pull out a tile, but it doesn't necessarily move over or transition well to the virtual space. So there's no reason why I should have to look at this screen. There is literally no strategy involved here on clicking any of these tiles. Now, I could understand if the tiles are broken up into different groups, where it was basically a pick your own poison. So in other words, you could be picking tiles that have a higher likelihood of being traps, tiles that have a higher likelihood of having enemies in them, stuff like that would allow you to sort of play into your character's strengths. So let's say you are a character that has high strength ability, you might want to face off against more enemies rather than against more traps. But this screen does not present you with that opportunity. So I really don't see the point of it, aside from the fact that, well, there is the potential that with 8 players, you would eventually run out of new tiles to put down. Even then, you can just sort of let the player know that there are no more tiles available and that they're just going to have to try to backtrack, basically. Okay, so we got a sneak attack here. And we are presented with our first screen of the game that you're going to be seeing a lot of. So basically, they want you to roll every single time. I always do a quick roll instead. And so basically, this is a sneak attack. It means that even before the battle begins, we're going to have to go ahead and give this a roll. This is what I mean when I'm talking about the game is quite quite reliant on RNG mechanics. Now, since we are a ranged character, we can actually use the bow. So the bow will allow me to take like a one-shot chance at this troll, this monster, before we actually officially engage in battle. So I'm going to use that bow. You can see we spent one arrow. Then we get to roll to see how exactly did I shoot this minion. So I could hit him. I could hit him for some damage. I could hit him for like the kill. So basically I didn't get the kill, I got damage. And then we have to roll to see how much damage it was. So let's roll again. It could be nothing. Oh, we got as much damage as possible. So here is the character now. As you can see, only 1 out of 4 health points left. And we could use the bow to shoot at them again. Otherwise, you can use classic approaches to battle. So basically, this battle screen here is played like rock, paper, scissors. And unfortunately, the problem with that is the AI is completely unpredictable in terms of how they choose to attack you. Like, let's leap here. Leap versus blow. Okay, I won. But the point was, even if I had attacked the enemy, it's a little bit hard to explain it now without actually the visuals here to represent it. But once you successfully attack the enemy and counter them, so in other words, like paper covers rock, if you get into that sort of scenario, you will have the opportunity to do times 2 the damage if you play that same. Let's say you played paper, right? Because paper covers rock. So let's say you played paper a second time, you would deal twice as much damage. And the AI is oftentimes stupid enough to go for it. So there's no real way to predict what the AI is going to do next. So, you know, I understand how rock, paper, scissors works. It's just, it's not very high in strategy overall. Okay, so we're back here with our main character. Let's just choose another random tile. You can click on some of this stuff to make it go faster. So here we go. Random tile decides we're going to go forward. It's not exactly a random tile. It's just you can't go backwards through it. So it makes it difficult to progress and then be able to successfully backtrack. So with this character, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be searching this room. So once you search a room for secrets, you draw the secrets card. And then in our case, we got a secret door. Not a big deal because really we could have walked this way anyway, but it's something important to keep in mind that a lot of the times you will get a tile that you simply cannot progress from. So in other words, let's say you are making very good progress. We have another enemy to attack. Let's say you're making very good progress towards the center of the map where the dragon's lair is. Let's just roll here to make sure. Okay, we're going to be doing damage. Quick roll again. Oh dear, only hit him for 1. Okay. We are all out of arrows now, so we don't get an opportunity to shoot anymore. So I guess we're just doing the rock, paper, scissors stuff. So that turned out just fine. As I pointed out here, I can be doing times 2 damage if I successfully do this again. No, he countered, but not a good counter. So yeah, it's not a full rock, paper, scissors sort of setup, but it is very similar to that. It's like rock, paper, scissors if one of the options was actually you both lose. Yeah, that's sort of what happened to me there. Yeah, so when I'm moving towards the dragon's lair, sometimes it will happen where you draw a tile that does not have a door facing in the right direction. So being able to search a room and potentially find a secret passage. For example, this tile right here is a perfect example of this. We're going to have to search the room, hopefully, to find a secret passage to get out of it. Okay, player number 2 going ahead. Drew a new tile. This is actually a pretty good tile because it's pointing to the left, so it's getting us closer to the dragon's lair there. And for once, everything was quiet on that front. Okay, so here, as you can see on mine, we can try to get through the door that locked behind us, or we can actually try to search this room for secrets. In our case, I think it's much better to search the room for secrets because even if I manage to get back here, there is no way but forward. So basically, we've been pigeonholed into searching for secrets. I don't understand these shuffle cards. I really don't. Maybe it made sense in a board game setting, but it's just a waste of time here in the virtual game settings. Just why do it? So we found a secret door. That's really cool. That was what I was hoping we would get, but there are other options, and it's really great that we got it on the first try. So now we get to progress forward by using that secret door, just like that. We're gonna move into there. The one real downside to secret doors and stuff, and the reason why you'd prefer not to use them, is it's going to make backtracking very difficult. So let's say I get my main character over here to the main dragon's lair. Getting out of there basically means I have to build an entirely new path, because the one that I came in by was actually blocked off pretty much multiple times. Okay, so here we saw the first tile, these little elbows. Yeah, they're pretty cool because you basically get another turn. So that's one of the best tiles you can actually draw. But frequently they're quite limited in terms of their design. So in other words, either it's a straight pipe or it's a T, rather than being a four corners sort of design. So the game consists of a lot of this. Unfortunately, we haven't had the opportunity to test traps or basically... Oh, here we have a corpse card. We can search the corpse. Let's see what was on it, if anything. 20 gold. Not too bad. Sometimes those are bad cards. Most of the time, though, it seems they're good, so I've been using them. So we're getting close here to the dragon's lair. I might actually be able... No, I don't have the door unlocking ring. Yeah, for this character, I haven't had the opportunity to use my ring yet. So yeah, here's the door. Basically, this is a random card draw. And if you have that ring, you can immediately open it. But in our case, it's not going to. So we basically wasted a turn there. Door was jammed. Let's move on to our second player here. Second player is the warning ring with the trap card. Oh, we also have another door. Okay, let's see. That door is also jammed. Yeah, okay. Let's try it again. Jammed once again. These are the kind of unfun events. Okay, that door is open. But I mean, when you think about events when things should happen to the player, some of the worst events are the ones in where you basically lose your turn. So I would think harder about including such things. And another really bad event are the ones that instantly kill you, because it makes it feel like you really didn't have a chance. Like roll a 6 die, a die with 6 sides. If it lands on 1 to 3, you immediately die. Those just feel unfair inherently to the player. That crypt was empty. Let's try opening that door again. It's still jammed. Oh well. Okay, let's try moving forward a little bit more here. Okay, we're getting close to the center. 13 turns left. We're making good time, and our torch goes out. Torch goes out is basically the same thing as open a door. You simply spin. Yeah, that door is still jammed. Torch goes out. Let's do a quick roll here, see if our torch gets lit, and it doesn't. Great. Lose a turn. That's basically what it means. So here, I finally got the door to open, but you see the point. Like, if you're playing a game with 8 players, your turn consists of randomly checking to see if you can finally go through the door. There's absolutely no skill involved in that. It's just completely random. So the game can just, screw you over like that. And it really has nothing to do with you. Here we go again, lighting a torch. Okay, it lit finally this time. That's great. It's not too bad. A lot of times though, you can go 5 turns without anything productive happening. And it feels like a waste of time. Okay, so here we go. This is another great example of an event that I think it's a fun terminating event, okay? So in other words, Hell Pit, you enter a room with a giant gaping hole into hell. You can try to crawl along the walls or roll to see if you fall down to death. So we're gonna do a quick roll. And look, there, we immediately died. Yay! That was fair, right? So instead of, normally you have a certain amount of health, right? We could go ahead and we could fight enemies, we could fight traps, we could do all those rolls, or you could get a scenario where one roll immediately kills you. And you tell me which one you think is fair, right? So I could have been having a great game, but thanks to nothing, really, just really rotten luck, I'm immediately dead. Immediately, I'm out of the running. Okay, so as you can see right here, we got some bad tiles. Let's try searching for that secret passageway. We got a trap instead. Which sucks. Oh yeah, we got to use our ring though, so that was nice. We didn't actually have to deal with the trap. It was empty that time. Let's try again. Let's search for that. It was empty again. I'm not exactly sure if you can continually search. Okay, there we go. Secret door. Yeah, apparently you can. I thought you would be able to, because basically all it is, is drawing from a card deck. There's really no sense of, well, you searched this room once and found nothing, that you're not going to find anything next time. But with 6 turns left, and we have to fight the champion of chaos. Oh no. So when you are setting up for these fights, you can choose like 3 different stances, and they'll affect how many hit points the monster has, as well as your chance of fleeing. If we just try to escape, 2 to 8, 3 to 8, 2 to 7. We should probably just try escaping. They got 6 health points. Bloody hit. While you try to escape. Okay, this is one definite downside to trying to escape. You can really take a beating for it, rather than just confronting them right off the bat. Okay, that was not good. He countered me quite excellently. I mean, how do they know, right? He just knows. Okay, so here we have the opportunity to do ×2 the damage. I don't know. Why does he keep trying to counter me with blow? I have no idea. He just kills himself. Does it make any sense? No, it really doesn't. But, you know, it is what it is. So we got past the champion of chaos. That was a very strong monster. And now we're finally in the treasure room. So we have to check a card to see if we wake the dragon up. Didn't wake the dragon up. And now we get to get 2 chests. We found the key. We can get out of here. And we found another key. Okay, so now we can get out. Well, potentially get out. We could also have gotten gold. Basically, if it was set up for gold, you could go ahead and try to plunder for some gold. Here we have an orc. We have 3 different chances. Flee chances are never good. So then it's maybe important to go ahead and try to find the... See, I selected the defensive stand. And basically what that meant was I had a much higher likelihood of the enemy rolling a very low amount of health. So 1 hit here will win. But I'm not doing so good. No. I might die. Nope. We managed to finish the orc off. So now basically I think my best shot is to try to aim for this T right down there. See if we can get that way. It's a decent tile. Let's hope that has a corpse. Okay, we're gonna skip that because basically we have what we need. We just need to get out of here. If we get out of here, we win, basically. I'm not sure what that icon is. It's like a little hand that comes floating up. And another empty tile. So we're making good time so far. Let's hope our luck holds out. Ooh, a T. T's are very good. Come on. Okay, good. Yeah, we haven't had any actual traps besides the pit to hell, basically. We will skip the crypt. There's no reason that we need to do that. Oh, we have a door, though. Okay, let's try opening that door. Shuffle the deck. Waste our time. Do not shuffle the deck. You know, and what's the purpose of shuffling the deck in a virtual card game? And we opened. We have an open door. Excellent. We might actually get out of here. I probably just jinxed my odds of getting out of here now. Yeah, we have a spider. Spider could be bad. We're going to go ahead and attack it. Basically, it really doesn't matter. Like, there's a 50% flee chance. Okay, let's try flee. Nah, we have to deal with it anyway. Come on. Get a spider out. Okay. We step back 1. We go back 1 tile. Yeah, so the reason that I chose flee instead of chose attack is because there was a 50% chance that we could successfully flee. But I've been killed by the spider before. Here we have the dragon finally woke up after those 20 turns had expired. And basically now they're going to start bombarding all these tiles with fire. But we're so close. Bats are going to kill me. Look at that. We're going to be defeated by bats. Yeah. So the game is over. We almost won. We were so close to getting out of there. None of our characters... Okay, the first character, my character, the character I chose, actually got some gold, but they died. Or not. I'm not sure. Who got the gold? At this point, I don't know. But that gives you a pretty good idea of what Castle Explorer is about. I imagine it would be tons more fun played with multiple people, like a standard board game, but you can play it in single player, and it is most certainly challenging to do so. but not necessarily because you suck at the game or the game requires a great amount of skill, but simply because there's so many times when you just get a bad roll of the die, so to speak. One other thing I'd like to mention is that you to actually change any of the game settings, you have to set up a game and then launch said game. That's there we go. And now we can finally press escape and we have access to the only settings menu in the game. As you'll notice here, there are no resolution options. We can choose between a windowed mode, which basically is a windowed mode in your desktop resolution, and we can adjust the sound and music. So there is quite a bit lacking there. If I click exit right now, for example, the entire game will terminate. It will not simply take me back to the main menu, and the game does not terminate too gracefully either. But overall, I think it is a game. I think it is a fun game. I played it for about 90 to 120 minutes. Not exactly sure how much it was. It was a decent bit of fun for the price. It looks nice. I think it looks nice. You can't expect a whole lot from virtual board games, basically, and I think it does what it does fairly well. Just a few little nitpicks that I had about some of the decisions made. Aside from that, though, that is Castle Explorer. It's available on Steam. Thank you very much for watching, as always, and I hope to see you next time.